property situated at the rear of the complex for added seclusion and privacy as well. A wonderful property, of course, spanning over 2 spacious levels. We've got plenty of space and storage throughout the property, an abundance of natural light, modern fixtures and fittings throughout the property, and of course a wonderful location at that as well. We are literally a hop, skip and jump away and a stone's throw away from everything that Boronia and its surrounding suburbs have to offer. Plenty of schools, public, private, secondary, primary, being of course in the outer eastern corridor of Melbourne. You've got so much amenities and so much to choose from. Local shops, cafes, restaurants, a great combination of boutique and major shopping, and of course major freeway access, somewhat 30 minutes to and from the CBD. One of the most accessible and affordable pockets right now in Metro Melbourne. Easy to understand why people want to be buying in Boronia and the surrounding suburbs. So hopefully we see that opportunity here this afternoon. I say to you folks, bid where you're comfortable at. Don't mind where we start. I'm literally going to be in your hands about where the auction gets underway. So guys, without further ado, who would like to get the auction underway? Don't mind where we start. Folks, I don't mind where we start the auction. If there is any competitive interest out here this afternoon, I simply just want to start the auction off with an opening respectable number. I can dictate the increments moving forward. I can do all the hard bits from there moving forward. But if I've got a buyer that wants to jump into the auction and show me their intent to buy, it is going to absolutely be in your best interest to do so. Any interest here, Timmy, just confirming there was a conversation transforming, no problem at all. Right, we're going to get the auction underway. I'm going to kick it off at $480,000. Benny, if you're okay for me to do that there, we're going to go $480,000 as an opening vendor bid buys. 10 grand to jump back as an absolute minimum now. That's what we're going to be searching for. At $490,000 now, buyers, over to you to jump back. We're going to be searching for 10 grand and 10 grand only. At $490,000 we search. 480 is the current offer. Vendor bid at this number. It simply means that we can negotiate with every single prospective buyer. We're going to be going $10,000 on top of $490. I'll give you one final opportunity. If not, I'll place one more and one more only vendor bid. We'll wrap up the auction and we'll start that private negotiation. At $480,000 the offer once, twice, third final opportunity. At $480,000 are we out, done, finished, and absolutely silent here. Just going to give the buyers a little bit more patience and time before I place that final vendor bid, because once that happens, we're pretty much going to wrap the auction up and start speaking to every single buyer individually here. At $480,000, confirming Benny okay to keep moving forward with the auction and placing that secondary vendor bid, which will be my final one. I'll wait for instructions from our buyer there. At $480, seeking instructions at 10 to jump back at 90. You let me know. Welcome, that's here. Time to jump on it while it's still hot. Last opportunity before we progress moving forward with the auction with our final vendor bid. Benny, last chance. Once. Okay. Like that one, Timmy? I'll do right. I was never going to proceed. I was always going to wait for it. 480 is the offer. 10 grand to jump back. We'll give our buyers time. Of course, we prefer them to jump in than me, of course, placing another vendor bid. 90. Well done at $490,000. Good to see you involved here in the auction. Now, we will take a little pause, Benny, at this number just to seek some instructions. At $490,000 and welcome in. You're coming in first and good luck to you. Seeking 10 more on top at 500. Won't place any vendor bids above 500, but at $490, we'll take a conversation with our sellers and find out the next steps for our auction here. Once at $490,000 out, done, finished and silent. Twice, third final opportunity. At $490, done, finished, silent. Folks, just give us a very quick 2 minutes. Just going to have a chat with our sellers. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Hey, Timmy. Got a good chat? Yeah.
Folks, I want to thank you very much for your patience and anticipation, especially our bidders who are holding the highest bid at this point of time at $490,000. Our instructions are very clear. They have not changed since the start of the auction. We will be placing one more and one more only vendor bid. It will be very light, it'll be very conservative, and it will simply be designed for one of two things. One, to protect the owner's reserve price, but more importantly, to still give the buyers a sense of clarity about their selling expectations here this afternoon. So at $490,000 buyers, I'm going to be seeking 10 further on top to jump back at $500. If not, I'll place my final vendor bid there. Once at $490, twice third, final opportunity at $490,000 out. Done, finished, silent. We'll proceed with the auction at $500,000. I'll place my final vendor bid there. I will not place any more. At $500,000 the offer. Now, Benny, I can accept $5,000 bids. If the buyers do want to jump back, I'm happy to take the 5. If that's what they want to do, even if we chip it back from 10 to 5 to get them back involved, I'll simply pass it into you at $505. I can assure you of that. There will be no more vendor bids from me. At $500,000, that is my clear instruction from the seller. Will not place any more. Now at $505, I'll make it very clear, you are not obliged to buy the property at that level, okay? Not obliged to buy the property at $505. It simply starts a negotiation opportunity and process. Once at $500,000, confirming if we're done. Twice at $500,000. That's okay, no problem. No problem at all, we'll give it time. At $500,000, seeking 5. Have a chat amongst yourself, folks. Just want to be very clear, you're not obliged to buy the property at $505 if you did increase your number there. It just opens up the opportunity. You simply can walk away still if you don't want to buy. Not obliged, not legally bound. It simply just starts the opportunity from that number forward. I want to be very clear about that. Unless I say it's on the market, then you're legally obliged to buy the property. But I will not be calling it on the market at $505. I can assure you of that. I will just pass it into you. But I want to be very clear about that, very concise and very transparent as you go this afternoon. So last opportunity, I'll give it 30 more seconds, and then we simply wrap up the auction at $500,000, and we start that process with every single buyer, every buyer that's walked through the campaign, and every buyer that's come along to the auction here this afternoon as well. At $500,000, 5 to jump back, unless Benny, you've suggested another number. I'm suggesting 5. Once at $500,000, are we done? Twice at $500,000. Third and final opportunity at $500,000. Before we wrap it up, are we done? Out? Finished? Or just chill? I really thought the answer was coming. Completely read that situation wrong, and I'm usually a very good reader of reading situations. But I got that one completely wrong to me. 20 seconds? Okay. We'll just wait patiently. We want to give the buyers as much time as possible. There is absolutely no rush. People think there's got to be an end time to an auction. There simply doesn't, Tim. Auction can go as long as it wants. I'll stay here all day. I know you will. Pass it in? Yeah? Okay, no problem at all. Folks, on behalf of the whole team at Ray White Ferntree, Gully, thank you very much. We really appreciate you having a chat there and think about it. We're going to speak to you anyway, of course. We just wanted to give the buyer that exclusive opportunity. We can't speak to everybody else.